You know that saying, good fences make good neighbors. Well, apparently no one told Marjorie Langston, self-appointed queen of the Glen Haven HOA. My name's Ben Carter, and I'm a custom metal worker. After years of sweating it out fixing trailers and welding heavy equipment, I finally bought a little slice of land on the outskirts of a Texas suburb technically outside the HOA. No shared walls, no noisy kids, no lawn paint rolls. Just me, my tools, and a long gravel driveway I poured myself. And that's where the trouble started. See, the HOA had gobbled up every lot in the area over the past decade. But my property was part of an old zoning deal. My driveway, not part of their community. No dues. No restrictions. And Marjorie hated that. First time I met her, she marched up with a clipboard in one hand and a mug the size of her ego in the other. Tight tracksuit, oversized sunglasses, and that practice smile people wear when they think they're better than you. Welcome to Glen Haven, she chirped. We just love to keep everything cohesive around here. Rust-free, clean lines, unified aesthetics. I looked her dead in the eye and said, "This ain't Glen Haven. This is my land." Her smile cracked just slightly. From that day on, she made it her mission to bin me into the HOA's little box. Anonymous letters about visual pollution. Neighbors knocking with fake questions like, "Is your driveway dual zoned?" Someone even egged my workshop one night. That's when I installed security cams. Real ones. But things really kicked off the Monday I came back from the steel yard. A massive industrial chain was stretched across my driveway, anchored with fresh concrete posts. A laminated sign hung in the middle, restricted access, community enhancement zone, and scrawled in red marker, Marjorie L. I didn't yell, didn't even sigh. I went into my shop, grabbed my grinder, and had that chain in 4 pieces within 15 minutes. Tossed the sign into the scrap bin, backed my truck up like usual, and kept it moving. But Marjorie wasn't done. The next day, a new chain appeared. This one was thicker, welded shut. No lock. No way around. Just a big metal middle finger. Now, I could have just torched through it again. But this wasn't about metal. This was about control. Marjorie wasn't trying to protect property values. She was trying to prove she could reach past the HOA line and put her boot on my neck. So I called my lawyer. A quiet guy named David Kim who eats zoning loopholes for breakfast. He told me, document everything. Don't touch the chain. Not yet. Let her feel bold. Then we strike. So I waited. Let the deputy come out and write his report. Filed a formal complaint. Had my property resurveyed to confirm every inch. And when I had it all, I called Roy. Roy is an old buddy with a welding truck that looks like something out of a Mad Max movie. Saturday morning. He showed up, took one look at the chain and said, "She really did this." "Oh, she did," I said. And then we got to work. We didn't just cut it. Roy used a thermal lance. Loud, blazing, dramatic. Sparks lit up the whole street. Once the chain dropped, we coiled it up like a dead rattlesnake. And then, we welded that sucker to the bumper of Marjorie's prized Lexus SUV. Just 2 clean welds onto the steel frame. Not enough to damage. Just enough to make removal a nightmare. On the chain, I zip-tied a sign, "Private property returned to sender. Do not remove without permit." And then we left. The scream that echoed through the neighborhood an hour later. Chef's kiss. She didn't call the cops, at least not right away. First, she sent a barrage of letters from shell companies and fake boards with names like Residential Oversight Council and Community Development Action Group. But I had it all documented. Every fake claim. Every zoning lie. Every unauthorized work order she tried to sneak onto my land. See, the deeper I dug, the more I realized this wasn't personal, it was strategic. Marjorie had done this before. Other neighbors. Other properties. She'd use fake inspections, vague citations, and endless paperwork to drain people dry. Then her casino realtor would swoop in and offer to buy their troubled homes at a discount. That's when I hired a private investigator. What he found? Oh boy. Turns out Marjorie had created entire fake councils. Nonprofits that existed only on paper. She'd submitted zoning complaints under multiple aliases. Even forged community signatures. And then, she slipped. Sent a fake construction crew her niece and Cladetto dig into the public curb in front of my driveway. No permit. No markings. I called the city. They sent inspectors and a squad car. That was the beginning of the end. The city launched a full investigation. Her nonprofit dissolved. Her council blacklisted. She was banned from holding any community office. Rumors say she fled the state. And me, I went back to welding. No fanfare. No champagne. Just the quiet hum of my tools and a shop that no longer smelled like war. A few weeks later, I got a note in my mailbox. No name. Just, "You reminded us this wasn't normal." Some of us were too tired to say it out loud. So here's my question for you. What would you have done? When HOA power goes unchecked? When someone uses bureaucracy as a weapon, how far would you go to push back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever had a neighbor like Marjorie, I want to hear about it.